Time is 10:08, and we are very happy to have three great ukulele players in studio this morning. They're all in town for the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Festival, and we're going to be chatting with Victoria Vox, Daniel Ward, and Jason Arimoto very shortly. But right now, let's hear a song from them.
Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. There's a missing part from my beating heart, baby, you know I'm missing you. One proud island girl, one part sweet southern belle, baby, you know I'm missing you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Wanna see your long brown hair flow like water everywhere as we lay in the morning sun. As the trade winds blow, dance with you oh so slow, baby, you'll never be alone. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Gonna be with you in the morning, gonna catch that midnight plane. When I see those lights out on the ocean, yeah, you know I'm coming home. Yeah, you know I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Mr. Daniel Ward. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Singing, oh, Aina, my sweet little Carolina, baby, I'm coming home to you. Baby, I'm coming home to you. Baby, I'm coming home to you. Baby, I'm coming home to you.
Live in the KSUT studios this morning, that was Jason Arimoto, Victoria Vox, and Daniel Ward. That was great. I mean, everybody, we've got some guests in the studio here also, and everybody's just got the island vibe and sort of juking around and skanking. So
It's a hit.
great way to start things off, guys, and thanks for coming in.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And I'm assuming that was a Jason Arimoto original tune?
Yeah, it's called Aina, which means of the land. I actually wrote it after traveling around southern Indiana for the Bean Blossom Blues Fest. And it's really about the aloha spirit. You can find it anywhere. You can find it Southern hospitality. It's kind of the same thing. And if we focus on what makes us the same, like playing the ukulele, enjoying music, enjoying food, we can all get along.
That is very well put. I couldn't agree more. I mean, and whenever I think of Indiana, I think of, Hawaii too. So.
Most people do, I think.
Great. So you guys were on stage in the Buckley Park Downtown Concert Series yesterday afternoon. How did that go for you guys?
It was a Durango dance party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ball. We had a gas, and the weather held up, and loads of people jumping around. Sound company was great. We had a great time up here.
Excellent.
People thought we were an actual band.
Yeah, and we should actually probably clarify for the listeners that you guys are all here for the Ukulele Festival, and you don't normally play together. You don't go around the country in a van, and doing the road dog thing, but you've came together for this festival, and a perfect example, right before we went on air, you guys were learning that song together. So it's great that you're all quick studies. So Daniel, you've been here before. You're an old hand. You remember, it's been a couple of years now, right?
I think it's already 4, believe it or not. Yes.
Really?
We were here for the first festival.
Okay, time flies. Yeah. And you guys, you're still at it, obviously.
Yep, we're missing Heidi this time, but she's doing
how's
great.
it? Good.
Yeah.
She's back on the West Coast, or?
Yes, she's in Los Angeles as we speak.
Very cool. Yeah, that was a great session and a great time when you guys were here, and I'm sure that everybody that's going to be involved in the festival this weekend is going to have equally as fun times. And to our listeners, you can find out more, a complete schedule, online at Rocky Mountain ukefest.com. But since we've got you guys here right now, maybe you can hit some of the highlights that you're going to be involved with over the next couple days.
Well, we're all teaching workshops everywhere from Jason's wonderful blues classes to learning how to do mouth trumpet to some flamenco, which you never put together with ukulele, but you can really have a good time learning technique and different songs and different styles with all the instructors. The other guys in the band who play drums and bass are also ukulele players. And they'll be teaching, or they're teaching this morning as we speak. Nice. So lots of stuff to do. The concert is 7:30 on Saturday night, and we'll all come together again and throw down with a bunch of cool music.
Right. And I believe tonight it's an open ukulele jam at the Anima City Theater.
Yes, there's open mic night. So if you have a ukulele, come on out.
And Victoria, you, I understand, are a beatboxer in addition to being an ukulele master.
Well, the mouth trumpet is technically a form of beatboxing, and I've been welcomed into some beatbox circles because of it.
Nice. Are we going to hear some of your skill set this morning?
Of
perhaps?
course.
Okay, great. Well, we'd love to hear another tune for you.
Sure. This is called Only Time Will Tell.
Is what I feel in my heart true? Does it go the same for you? Are we meant to be? Only time will tell. Is it worth the sleepless nights? Bottled up heartache inside. Will they go away? Only time will tell. It's not like me to sit and wait patiently. It's not like me sit and wait patiently. It's not like me to sit and wait patiently. It's not like me to sit and wait patiently. Is what I feel in my heart true? Does it go the same for you? Are we meant to be? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Live in the KSUT studios, that was Victoria Vox on lead vocals and mouth trumpet.
And ukulele.
And ukulele, of course, can't forget that. And Jason Arimoto and Daniel Ward backing her up on that one on ukuleles also. So, Victoria, it's very convenient. You don't have to carry an extra case for a trumpet or anything like that. You just have it with you at all times.
Yes.
How did you come to acquire that skill?
Well, so through all my days of touring, being on the road and writing songs in the car, I was writing a little jazz tune. This was back in 2005, and it was an AABA song structure, and you go back to the head, the A, and you're like, solo. And then it's just me, and I'm like, well, I'm not just going to sit there and strum, and what could I do with my mouth? Maybe that would sound like another instrument. And after I had to talk myself into trying something, because that self-critic button of like, you're going to look stupid, that's going to sound bad, that's dumb. Being like, no, you're alone in the car, just try it. Try something, anything. It could be horrible, but just try. And got lucky that the first thing out of my mouth, oh, I can work with that.
Nice. Well, you've definitely honed that into a fine skill.
Thank you.
And, you're talking about the self-critic thing. I know that in general seems to keep a lot of people away from picking up an instrument, and just because they just think, oh my God, I don't know anything about it. But then you guys can speak to this better than I can. The ukulele seems to be such a friendly instrument for anybody to pick up and really, with a very short learning curve, start playing something that sounds
Definitely.
melodic.
Yeah. I actually have a ukulele store in Los Angeles called U-Space, and that's one of the great things. We're actually in a community center, a Japanese American Community and Cultural Center, and one of the things that enabled us to get this multi-use space was the fact that ukulele can bring community together. So when people come into the shop, and we have like a little speakeasy coffee setup and things, espresso bar, nobody's intimidated by the ukulele. People just want to come up and strum the instruments. So we have a set of ukuleles that anybody can come in and just strum on, jam books and everything. We have all the good stuff, behind a little table where we can help people pick out their first ukuleles. But it's just something that, that self-critic, for whatever reason, the ukulele being what it is, people just come up and just, on first strum, you're just like, oh man, it's music.
Yeah, just made it.
Just need one finger. It's just like a one-finger chord, and it's pretty simple. In an hour, you can learn 2 to 3, even 2 chords, and play a ton of songs.
Right.
Hundreds.
And so it's a really, it kind of gets people going and playing together and just making music.
And then again, you can take that as far as you want to.
Oh yeah.
Witness Jake Shimabukuro and yourselves. I mean, you guys have studied this instrument for a while, and what can be very simple can also be very technical and complex, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, everybody that picks one up can get to their level, I guess, and just stick with what they wanted.
Yeah, you can have the most adept technical player in the world sitting right next to somebody who's only learned the first chord, and it works beautifully.
Nice.
Smiles all around. No one's intimidated. It's a lot of fun.
Now, Daniel, I know you're a multi-instrumentalist, and I believe probably your first instrument was guitar, maybe?
Trumpet was my first
Trumpet.
instrument.
Oh, a regular trumpet.
But yes, I started pretty early on the guitar as well.
Yeah, and I noticed you were doing some sort of flamenco technique on the ukulele there.
I'd be happy to show you one of those. I got a little song here called Istanbul, which is kind of a Middle Eastern mixed with flamenco.
All right, well, let's hear that.
All right.
Wow. Wow, that is a great example of how far you can take the ukulele. Everything from a two-chord song to a wonderful rave-up like that. That was Daniel Ward doing a solo piece called Istanbul, live in the KSUT studios. And Daniel, along with Victoria Vox and Jason Arimoto, will be doing all sorts of classes and workshops during the next couple of days as part of the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Festival. And again, you can find out more and get the complete schedule at RockyMountainUkeFestival.com. And so we've heard your sort of origin story there, Daniel, about how you came into music in general. Let's hear Victoria. Was ukulele first for you, or did you have something else?
No, I call myself a glorified band geek. So I actually started on violin, then oboe, then trumpet, real trumpet, and then guitar around 16. And I didn't come into the ukulele until I was about 24. And then the mouth trumpet also shortly after.
Right.
And but I was always a songwriter, so I started writing songs when I was 10. And I think I shifted from guitar to ukulele, and I think that the sound of the ukulele always, even if it was a sad song, there's this kind of sound of hope that the ukulele gives, and a lot of even traditional Hawaiian music. It's a longing and a hopeful kind of feeling. So I think it just worked really well with my music. And so since 2007 have been exclusively writing on the ukulele. And so all my tunes are just ukulele written, and you can perform them any way you like. Like I even have a Uketronica album, which is electronic ukulele, kind of Eurythmics meets, bass and beats and baritone.
Well, I think you probably are the only person in that genre at this point.
Yeah. Possibly.
Wow, very cool. So, Jason, how about yourself? Did you start on?
Yeah, I grew up in Hawaii, so fourth grade, everybody learns, your 3 chords for the Hawaiian hula vamp.
Nice, yes.
I didn't pick it back up again until middle school, and there was like this huge craze of ukulele happening in like the mid 90s. So that was when like Jake Shimabukuro had a couple bands and things, and so that was when he was first getting started. And we would take our ukuleles to school and try to learn from friends and things. And I wanted to be one of those cool kids, so found an old ukulele that was passed down to me from my great uncle. It was an old beat up Martin. So I was lucky because I got to start on a really awesome ukulele. And then the magic was just, strumming your first chord. And your C chord, it can sound just like, Israel Kamakawiwa Ole's C chord, or, Daniel Ho's or Jake Shimabukuro, or any of these artists out there and during that time. And that just blew my mind, because I was like, one finger, I can sound like these guys. So I'd just be up in my room practicing and playing with friends. And it didn't become a thing for me, really. I went to school for biology, so I have an advanced degree in molecular biology. And about halfway through, I passed my quals, and I was like, I need to play music. I need to get these things off my chest and just explore some musical creativity. So I started playing on 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, put some YouTube videos up of like John Mayer covers and things, and Jimi Hendrix and stuff. And then, it started low key, and ukulele festival promoters saw it, and I thought they were fake at first. And then it's led to all of this, and starting a store and hanging out with, Victoria Vox and Daniel Ward and everybody, and here in Colorado, which is amazing to me.
Very nice. And so to our listeners, geez, you don't know what can happen if you pick up an ukulele.
That's really good things.
Or the mouth trumpet.
You don't even have to pick that up. Well, I know, guys, that you got a full slate of things taking place this weekend, so we really do appreciate having you guys come down and do a little playing and chatting on the air here. I know also that I had said we're going to just have 3 songs for you, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have another song you can play us out with?
Yeah.
Sure. What would you like?
It's one of yours. Just
Yeah.
start it. And
Yeah.
we'll go.
Yep.
You want to do, should we do C'est Noyé en français?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
En français?
And
Do
so-
you each want a solo section?
Sure.
Sure.
Give 'em,
All right.
throw them a solo.
All right.
If you
This
didn't,
is
if the listeners didn't catch that, they're just figuring out now exactly on the spot how they're
What
going
are
to
we
do this.
doing?
So.
In French, too.
And what is this instrument?
Who are you people?
So this is called C'est Noyé, C''EST space NOYE with an accent, C'est Noyé. And it's a French tune I wrote, and featuring these guys on their wonderful ukes.
But of course.
1, 2, 3, 4. Il y a de l'eau autour de moi. Et sous le pont, je m'assois. Le pont se lève. Et les bateaux vivent leur rêve. Et ils nagent comme des poissons sans frontières sur cette terre ronde. Sur la mer, il y a le vent, le soleil. Si j'ai le âme, c'est noyé, c'est noyé. glisse ses voiles à l'écho de félins qui me retiennent. Prends le volant, capitaine, et je nage comme les poissons sans frontières sur cette terre ronde. Sur la mer, il y a le vent, le soleil. Si j'ai du mal, c'est noyé, c'est noyé. Wherever you are, la 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. Et je nage comme un poisson sans frontières sur cette terre ronde. Sur la mer, il y a le vent, le soleil. C'est noyé, et je nage comme des poissons sans frontières vers l'horizon. Sur la mer, il y a le vent, le soleil. Si j'ai du mal, c'est noyé, c'est noyé.
Live in the KSUT studios, the lovely and talented Victoria Vox. Oh, sorry, I thought I was in France for a minute there. Along with Daniel Ward and Jason Arimoto. Oh, lovely song. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Jason, for coming out here and brightening our morning here. So we're going to let you guys get on with your day, and they're going to be appearing multiple times in multiple ways, live on stage, in workshops, you name it, jam sessions, all sorts of things, as part of the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Festival. And so RockyMountainUkeFest.com has all the details, and best of luck to you guys, and thanks again for coming out.
Our
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thanks.
Aloha.